Question, Mr. President. Kosnati Shazi from Power FM News. In the past 2 days, you had two important phone calls with the presidents of the United States, Donald Trump, and the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. Were those conversations fruitful? On the end of America, of course, a new trade deal, Trump potentially coming to G20, and on the other side, in the East, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
Yes, I have had a few phone calls, and there will be another third one, which I'll tell you about. I had a phone call with President Trump, and we discussed the issue of the tariffs. We are going to be focusing on the talks that are going on through our officials and our ministers. We have to reach a deal one way or another. So we are proceeding with those discussions. So that was what the call was all about the tariffs. And the second call was with President Putin yesterday, who asked to talk to me, to brief me about the peace process and efforts that they are embarking upon. And he did so out of recognition of our involvement in that peace process as part of the African peace mission that went to Kyiv and Moscow, where a number of African heads of states decided to go and call for both countries to settle their differences through negotiations. So it was in recognition and appreciation of that he called to brief me and us as South Africa, and also thank us for our participation in trying to bring about the peace process. This afternoon I'll have another call in relation with precisely the same matter from President Zelensky, who also wants to brief me about the way the peace process is going on. So our country is being recognized and appreciated for what we're doing. Earlier we were criticized. People were saying, why are we getting involved in a conflict so far away? But the efforts that this country makes in fostering peace processes around the world are recognized by others. And it's about time that we as South Africans also appreciate what our country does in helping to bring about peace in the world. And you guys must also recognize
on the repatriation of the Zambian president, there has been a ruling by the court saying that you can...
We haven't seen the ruling.
Would definitely want to get your thoughts on that. And just lastly, Mr. President, there was also that issue about the Russian ship that was denied access to South Africa. It wasn't a problem last year when it was granted access. Is this with regards to what is happening between South Africa and the US?
Well, when it comes to the Russian ship, no. It had to do with like real technical stuff that's being handled with our defense people. With regard to the national dialogue, I had a meeting, a fairly long meeting, with the PTT, the Planning Task Team, which is composed of people from the foundations as well as officials from the presidency. We had a lengthy discussion and we dealt with the extent of preparedness for the first convention, which is going to be on the 15th. And there was a sense in some of the quarters that we may not be as prepared as we should be. And it had to do with the level of preparedness. And then I raised a concern that the invitations have already gone out to 750 organizations. And many of those organizations have already responded that they are coming, they are willing and committed. Prior to that meeting, there had been a meeting of civil society where there were 100 representatives and who felt that they want to go ahead with the dialogue. So what was pleasing for me was that the foundations who felt that they are not so happy about the level of preparedness felt and said that they will remain part of this dialogue. So they will participate, they will remain part of it, and then they will leave the planning for the first convention to the civil society organizations and officials from the presidency. From what I gleaned, there was nothing political about it. There was nothing askew about it. It was just the issues of, are we as prepared as we should be? So it could be risky to go ahead when you're not so prepared, but I then said to everyone, go and make sure that we get ready as well as we could be and pull out all stops. Make sure that we hold a really good dialogue first convention. So that is the instruction I have given everyone, and they are now working towards delivering a good convention, the first convention. And in the end, the first convention really is not going to deal with the substantive issues. It is going to deal with the process, how the other dialogues are going to happen in various districts in our country, in various wards in our country. So the first convention will then be choosing a steering committee that will take the work forward. We'll also get involved in planning how that process will evolve. So in the end, there is no difference about substantive issues. It is peripheral issues that should never make anyone want to go and jump off a tall building. That should never give anyone indigestion. These are matters that are going to be properly ironed out as we move on. So in the end, the withdrawal of the foundations is not a train smash. The dialogue is going to go ahead. The people of South Africa want the dialogue to go ahead. And of course, with an undertaking of this nature, there will always be hiccups here and there, and various other dialogues that we've held in the past, be it the drafting of our constitution, even with the drafting of the Freedom Charter. There were some hiccups here and there, but what mattered was the outcome. So I'm focusing my eyes on the outcome, which is the substance that will come out of this dialogue, which will be charting a very clear path to where our country should be going to in the next 30 years and more.
So just for clarity, Mr. President, the National Convention will commence as of the 15th of August, just for clarity purposes.
The National Convention will commence on the 15th. I will go and do the opening address, and there will be some 1,000 people or so representing various sectors who are already gearing themselves up to come and participate. And the finance has been made available, the venue has been secured, the operations center or room is already in operation, the replies, the RSVPs as they call them, are flowing in. So people are getting ready to come and participate in the dialogue. So the show is on the road, and the caravan is moving.
Water, obviously businesses here in Mfuleni are worried about the sewage issue, infrastructure, the water. Maybe let's perhaps start with that before we get into other matters of national importance.
Yeah. No, I'm particularly pleased to have come here to come and officiate the launch and the opening of this impressive facility, which will deliver 600 million liters of water into 4 provinces: Gauteng, Northwest, Free State, and Mpumalanga. This is a massive achievement, which costs, yes, 5 billion rand, but it's worth every cent and every penny that has been spent. And I'm particularly pleased that it was delivered and executed by engineers, many of whom are women, who were newly trained in the new democracy that we are in, and well delivered, on time, within budget, and in cooperation with the communities where this facility is. So that in many ways is impressive, but the more impressive part is that it's going to meet and address a social need that our people have and will enable us to address the water challenges that we have, particularly in the surrounding areas where sanitation has not been well managed and where there have been leakages and sewage spilling into the streets. And Rand Water has now started the process of working with, for instance, Mfuleni municipality, and together they are going to arrest and get rid of the horrible experience that our people have been having in their houses, in their streets. And with the capability that Rand Water has as a well-managed company that is owned by the state, I am certain that we will be able to resolve many of the problems regarding water in the precinct in which they operate, as they continue to deliver water from the Val Dam, from the Lesotho Highlands water system, right through into our country and into the 4 provinces. So today was a good day in the office for me, and I hope you're not going to spoil it.
Thank you very much, Robert. Nazi kahle ukuthi iSouth Africa iyashintsha. Ungakuboni lokho okwakho. Losala ngapha komfula thina sesingaphesheya. Akunjalo. Yeah. Ngiyajabula ke futhi ukuthi nazi insizwa nentombi abashasha yazi kuthiwa hayi uxosha abantu njalo nje awuzeli uzodlala thina umudlala sidlala sithatha iSouth Africa ingakho nje singeke size elokuzeni conference ene imali zazabelungu ezivotela lo ngeke masihlangana uzokuthiwa sihlangane manje ngoba ngiyana lento kade ngisho kuyobe kuyithi sihlangene sizothi how are we taking our party forward bese silungisa lokho nje uma ungezwe madlebeni soda awukudlukele wena asinandaba sikusho futhi lokho futhi nenhlanhla ngoba bangikhuza labe sengixosha abantu abaningi ngaphuzwa lezi ndaba ngolo lapho awumela kancane siyolungisa siyabonga makomrade ukuthi nibekhona. Thank you very much. Nazi ukuthi we are building a party. We are just 1 year, few months. Just 1 year, few months. We are building it. Amanye ezinye izinto kufanele ngabe senzanga ngamabomu. Futhi asafuna ukubona ukuthi kunjani. Nazi ukuthi yithi laba singeke sihaba abanye abantu. Sohlala sinje. Siyajabula. Ninake bafowethu nodadewethu. Nisho nje lelinye la mthabo. Siyajabula ukuthi umkhonto wesizwe wafika bakwethu. Kwaba